Hi, welcome back to Being Your Higher Self. I'm Debo. Sorry if I keep looking at the screen and not the camera. I'm trying to get used to looking at this little dot that I have here so that I can make eye contact with you. So today's video, it's about the hearing of the wake-up call, so to speak. Spiritual awakening. You have read about it, you have listened to some other people talking about it in videos and stuff, and it's true. Because we are all connected to the divine, we are all pretty much made of the same stuff. You, the trees, the bench that I'm sitting on, the fabric of the clothes that I'm wearing, the stars and planets that you see in any picture of the universe. We all hold the same four elements. So for me, it's easier to explain this connection from the scientific ground because it's the one I feel a better connection with. And so we are pretty much all consciousness. It's one consciousness replicating in different pieces so that we all together make this gigantic puzzle and help each other understand what we really are and what we are really doing here. I love this quote from Carl Sagan, who said, "Cosmos is I'll rephrase. We are a way for the cosmos to know itself." Cosmos could be pretty much called God, I don't know, universe, source, spirit. There's a lot of names for it, but it's pretty much pointing to the same one thing. So, to talk about spiritual awakening, I could go on about my own personal story, and I don't really want it to get very, very a long, detailed video. I do recall hearing the first call when I was 18 after a awful breakup with an awful and very abusive relationship that I was having at the time, and I realized that this experience was happened for a reason. And when I figured it out, I realized about this connection. I also read one of my first self-help books talking about intuition, and I think that's how I even opened the door to the possibility of a spiritual path. I was very much into astrology back then, so I learned from that as well, even though I haven't been using that knowledge so much. I should be getting back to it. That's another story. And so that was the first call. The second one, I didn't really have the tools, I guess, at that moment to pursue it in a more sustainable way. So I made a choice and follow it through. But again, circumstances were showing me that I still had more work to do, that it wasn't just making this one choice and then moving forward and that's it. So next wake-up call was 7 years ago, when my dad was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, and within a month he was gone. And he was a big support in our family, so that created, of course, a little bit of a crisis, even though I was, at the time I was without a job, but that's like a minor detail, don't pay attention to it. But after his passing, many things were happening pretty much like one after the other, with not much time to recover, emotionally speaking, from point A and point B happening. So it wasn't until last year when I made a choice to move from the country that I'm living. I'm currently living in Buenos Aires. I've been born here. I've been raised my whole life here. But I still, from that wake-up call when I was 18, I still kept on this intuition door open. So I was able to see, or to feel, better said, when doors were opening and doors were closing. And so in 2015, I saw a door opening that was me traveling to Berlin and Venice, Venice. And then when I came back, I realized that I didn't have to settle with living in Argentina if I didn't really want to, that the choice to live abroad was actually a possibility. Like many other people did it, why wouldn't I be able to? So I took my time, made a choice, set everything in motion to accomplish that. That became not only a project but a dream of mine. It still is. But things didn't really quite work out as I was expecting. So things couldn't have gotten any worse. At least I got my degree. That's like right there. But everything else was falling into pieces. I wasn't happy in my job. I actually pretty much hated it. I ended up being drained from it. That of course had an impact in my relationship with my son, because I became a mother pretty much a year after my dad passed away without me looking to become a mom. So that was another wake-up call right there and then. I just didn't see it. I was too concentrated on the problem instead of finding the solution. And so last year I set everything in motion. I was 100% sure that I was able to do it, that I had everything that I needed. And then I presented my letter of resignation to my job. And just 2 or 3 days afterwards, it hits me. I don't have every paper I need to stay on that other country without me being deported after a couple of months. And because I am coming alone with a child, it's not really that simple to go around stuff and just stay there. So in December I came back, because I ended up going anyway with the last money I had. See if I could control see if by controlling the situation I could turn it around, which of course didn't work. Don't waste, like, piece of advice, do not waste your time trying to control. Like, if you fuck it up, just breathe in, breathe out, and say, okay, I fucked it up. What is this situation teaching me? Apart from paying more attention to whatever detail you just went under your radar without you noticing. So everything went down the drain. I, of course, was controlling, and this that I share with you now, I didn't knew it back then. So I ended up grabbing everything and just going there for the 3 months that I could stay. It was a nice trip, but wasn't really the point. And I came back with nothing, like not a job, not my savings, not a place where to go. I'm staying at my mom's pretty much. I had nowhere to go, no money, not a job. I've been looking for a job for 8-9 months. I totally lost track, clearly not happening. And it was until, I think it was only in January, that it finally hit me, and I couldn't run anymore. I had to face it. It was the 3rd or 4th, I lost track at this point, wake up call. The universe, source, God, spirit, call it what you may, was saying, please wake up. You didn't came here to just throw your life away, working at an office, doing something that you don't love. You are here to do more. And I found this, looking for answers regarding this special person that I've met that kind of had a big impact, more impact than I would have ever expected from anyone I ever met. I was trying to figure out what it was, and I came across Jeff and Shelia, which are my spiritual teachers, and I would highly recommend you look them on YouTube. They also have this amazing book that, please do go to Amazon and buy it. It's only $10. It's the best investment that you can get, and it gets you started on this particular tool that it's the one that's been helping me with 100% accuracy at each turn for everything. Every single little thing that annoys me, that upsets me, that makes me sad, angry, hurt, it works wonder. Is a scientific tool. It's called the mirror exercise. I will teach you on the next video the steps to it, because it's really amazing the wonders that it works. And the more you do it, the deeper it takes you, and the better you get to know yourself, and the better your strength, you find your strength, and you start choosing differently. Because that's another video that I want to make. We've been taught our whole life to reach outside of ourselves to find the happiness that we are looking for, that we are craving for, but the answer lays within. So do please go and find their work, their material. They have tons of tools, from the most affordable ones to the ones that look like they are super expensive, but they are not. If you pretty much make the calculation and you estimate it, pretty much everything costs $10 a day for a year, and then you have like lifelong access to their classes and videos. And they also have two very interesting e-courses that I am hoping to attain very, very shortly. So I hope it all makes sense, but spiritual awakening is a real deal. It's a real thing. If you've been having these situations where you feel like you're being kind of like, hey, or hey, I'm like, wake up, that's pretty much the divine source. It's your higher self calling you to step in your shoes, because you were born with tools, with strength, and of course weaknesses, but weaknesses can be overcome. But you are very, very specially designed, and your design has purpose. So it's on you to find that purpose and to follow where it leads you and see what happens. But try to stop running away from it, because you're going to make things worse. So try to take it from someone who has already had enough contrast to know that that's not the way to go about it. And if you are feeling called, like like the little bird, if you're feeling called to do something different with your life, because whatever you are doing is not working, it's not satisfying you, it's not fulfilling, then you're clearly being very gently being called upon what you came here to do. You have a purpose, your life has meaning, don't throw it away. Embrace your awakening. It seems like it's painful and stuff because we hold on to everything that we've built and acquired in the material world, but it's nothing compared to what you experience and what you feel when you finally step in those shoes that were only meant to be worn by you. So I hope to see you in the next video. Thank you for joining me. Please share, like, subscribe. You can also share it with with whomever you feel like it's going to be useful for. And I will link the Amazon I will link it up, this book I mentioned, on the description of this video. I will also, if you want to check my website, it's www.beingyourhigherself.org. I will link it down in the description below as well. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you can join me on the next one. I will walk you through the marvelous tool called the mirror exercise. So hope to see you next time.